All right, we in the game, man. The 144 podcast, episode 7, Project 7. We out here.
Damn. Out here.
Okay, it's live stream.
Oh, there we go.
In the game.
Now we back in it.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's
Shout out
go,
to you
baby.
guys, man. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Hope your vibes are up, spirits up. You know what I'm saying? Happy afternoon to my East Coast folks.
Good morning to my West Coast folks.
You know, we
You know
gotta
what I'm saying? Everybody around the globe, we love you. God bless you.
yeah.
Project Selm, episode Selm. Everybody
to this show,
subscribe,
man. Appreciate
like.
y'all, man. Yeah, share the live for us. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this
Yup.
out there. They be giving us like 20 views after the live is cracking off. So, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, shoot.
That's your echo this time.
But it's the echo, though. That's the good luck charm, dude.
Okay, we got Wealthy Empire in the building.
Yeah, that's the bro right there, man.
What's up?
Shout
What's
out to
up?
the East Coast, man.
I'm gonna share this live to my page real quick.
Everybody share this live, man. We love y'all. We got a good show for y'all today, man. We got some stuff to talk about. Hope everybody's doing good, feeling good.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good, bro. I got my seaweed snacks. I was just smashing down. Fire, bro.
Bread
It's
out his
crazy,
mind.
but it's fire. It's like sea salt. Like, bro, it's fire, bro.
Somebody telling me out his mind.
Yeah, bro, it's fire. Yeah, we good, man. We good. We just out here, man, trying to do the good work, you know. We see that we're gonna start today off with a scripture. And I feel like the perfect scripture, I shared this actually on your page yesterday. I feel like this is a good scripture for today. So let me just share the screen and then we can get into everything, you know. And we do got a special guest today. The homie wanted to get on. So, you know, if anybody ever wants to like join the conversation or talk about something specific, we got an open door, you know what I'm saying? You guys can get on here. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Man, I would like to have like lawyers or doctors, man, health gurus, anybody, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Let's talk some truth.
Yeah, we're just trying to build, man. So it's all love. So this
Hey,
is
appreciate you, my brother.
Luke chapter 11. And if you could monitor the comments, bro, that would be perfect.
Yeah, nah, that's what I'm doing right now.
For sure. So Luke chapter 11, the reason I wanted to go into this, you know, people always like, you know, they talk about Jesus, you know, and I feel like a lot of times we kind of misconstrue like how Jesus, like people always say WWJD, what would Jesus do? And oh, Jesus would just be loving and nice. And, you know, not that he wasn't always loving, but he also was very affirmative and he let people know what's up when it wasn't right. You know, he was in the table, he was in the church flipping tables, but they don't paint that side of Jesus. They just paint like he's like this, you know, like I don't even know what to call it, you know what I'm saying? But they try to make it seem like, okay, you can't
speak against evil. You can't
conduct yourself in a way that's not like this freaking image, that false image, basically, you know, that when the Pharisees approached Jesus and the people approached Jesus, there was a lot of times where they called him demon possessed. They're like, this man has to be demon possessed.
right.
Really? So he's like, how can a demon drive out a demon? You know,
Right.
like,
Exactly.
Like,
let's get into it.
That's what he was talking about right here. This is Luke 11. I'm gonna go a little bit and then I'm gonna skim down a little bit because there's something else I want to touch. But basically, this is right here what we're talking about. Look, Jesus was driving out a demon that was mute. Some of them said by Beelzebul, the prince of demons, he's driving out demons. Others tested him by asking for a sign from heaven. Jesus knew their thoughts and said to them, any kingdom divided against itself will be ruined, and a house divided against itself will fall. If Satan is divided against himself, how can his kingdom stand? I say this because you claim that I drive out demons by Beelzebul. Now, if I drive out demons by Beelzebul, by whom do your followers drive them out? So then they will be your judges. But if I drive out demons by the finger of God, then the kingdom of God has come upon you. But anyways, this is the verse that I really wanted to get to right here.
That's
woes on the Pharisees and the experts in the law. You know what I'm saying? So when Jesus had finished speaking, a Pharisee invited him to eat with him. So he went in and he reclined at the table. But the Pharisee was surprised when he noticed that Jesus did not first wash before the meal. So Jesus stepped in the table and he like reclined like, man, what y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, and he didn't even wash his hands. So he's looking at him like crazy because he didn't wash his hands. And he said, then the Lord said to him, now then you Pharisees clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside you're full of greed and wickedness, you foolish people. Did not the one who made the outside make the inside also? But now as for what is inside of you, be generous to the poor and everything will be clean for you. Woe to you, Pharisees, because you give God a tenth of your mint, ruin all kinds of garden herbs, but you neglect justice and the love of God. You should have practiced the latter without leaving the former undone. Woe to you, Pharisees, because you love the most important seats in the synagogues and respectful greetings in the marketplaces. Woe to you, because you are like unmarked graves, which people walk over without knowing it. One of the experts in the law answered him, teacher, when you say these things, you insult us also. Jesus replied, and you experts in the law, woe to you, because you load people down with burdens they can hardly carry, and you yourselves will not lift one finger to help them. Woe to you, because you build tombs for the prophets, and it was your ancestors who killed them. So you testify that you approve of what your ancestors did. They killed the prophets, and you build their tombs. Because of this, God in his wisdom said, I will send them prophets and apostles, some of whom they will kill and others they will persecute. Therefore, this generation will be held responsible for the blood of all the prophets that has been shed since the beginning of the world, from the blood of Abel to the blood of Zechariah, who was killed between the altar and the sanctuary. Yes, I tell you, this generation will be held responsible for it all. Woe to you, experts in the law, because you have taken away the key to knowledge. You yourselves have not entered, and you have hindered those who were entering. When Jesus went outside, and the Pharisees and the teachers of the law began to oppose him fiercely and to besiege him with questions, waiting to catch him in something he might say.
Crucial, bro.
Crucial.
That ties into what we were talking about yesterday for sure,
Exactly, bro.
110%.
You know,
and
go into it, you know.
No, I wanted to speak on it because one thing that was said yesterday that just like struck my interest was like, if you're gonna speak about one thing, speak about it all. But my opinion, it's like it starts somewhere, bro. We have to start with something.
Yeah, so just to give people watching context, you did a post yesterday, right? And talking about the show, and somebody got in there talking about, if you're gonna talk about this one show, then let's do all the, like, why aren't you canceling all the shows? You know what I'm saying?
But and one thing I want to put into context is sometimes it's more than what you see on the surface. It's not about a particular show. And maybe you're right. Maybe I personally, one person, am not going to be the one to cancel a show, right?
Yeah.
But what I can do is bring awareness to those parents that have kids and maybe don't know what's going on in the streaming service or aren't really on social media. You know what I mean? That don't know about the show.
Because people
I can bring awareness. And
like sometimes they just turn the show on, like.
Exactly, bro. Sometimes the kid has access to an iPad. These kids are smart, bro. You know what I mean? They could get access to an iPad. And yeah, you can regulate what you're watching, but let's be honest, man. If it's everywhere, if it's at the school, somebody's friend can have it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying every parent, like, there's some good parents out there that watch their kids, but I'm just saying we can bring awareness to those that don't. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Because in my opinion, what we're doing is we're saying that, okay, leave this alone. It's okay. Wrong with that at all. Because in my opinion, there's the extra echo.
Oh, my bad.
Nah, that's how you know it's gonna be a good show, bro. But yeah. No, I wanted to just say that because I felt like that was important. It seemed like sometimes people were misconstruing the whole point.
No, facts, bro. And it goes into like what Jesus was saying. He said, woe to you experts in the law, because you've taken away the key to knowledge. You yourselves have not answered, and you have hindered those who were answering. So the key to knowledge is the key to practicing what is right. You know what I'm saying? And practicing what is right biblically is exposing darkness and having nothing to do with it, drawing the line. So as you drawing the line, you're entering the way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
I,
someone
I,
telling you, yo, don't do that, because if you go that way, then you have to go all the way that way.
well, this is what
Like,
it's really. This is what it's really saying. You can't speak against it because they have the rights to do that. Well, it's like I have the right to say what I want to say as well, bro. Because what you're doing is you're saying that it's cool to have that in front of kids' faces. And the person that initially said these comments was like, I wouldn't let my child watch it as well. You know what I mean? And it's like you're basically, you know what I mean?
yeah, you're saying this is,
It's like contradictory.
yeah, it's hypocrisy, because you're literally saying, yo, I don't agree with this, but why are you speaking against it? And it's
Right.
like, if he's like, if you're speaking against it, you should be speaking against all this shit. And then I see it and I'm like, yo, bro, I've been speaking against all, I didn't say exactly this, but it's like I've been speaking against all this shit the whole time. And then it's, oh, you think you're greater, you think you're better. And it's like, bro, you just said, why aren't you speaking against all of it? And now someone that's speaking against all of it, you got something negative to say about someone who can rightfully just say, hey, I've been speaking against this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's kind of, it's like,
But in reality, what we can do, bro, is just a simple post like that. You don't know what that does and triggers to the next person, bro. You know what I
exactly,
mean?
exactly. It's like Bible times, bro.
Maybe I'm not changing the world with one post, right? You know what
Yeah,
I mean? But I could spark some type of mindset for somebody else. You know what I mean? And it's just not about a post. It gets even it's greater than that. It's just about stepping up and being a voice sometimes. You know, what I can do is I can be a voice. What I can do is I can help at least one person. What I can do is give truth and share love.
yeah, it's a ripple effect, bro. Like the collective consciousness shifts, you know what I'm saying, slowly, like with different information.
I It's like I'd rather try than not do anything at all.
Yeah,
You
it's,
know what I mean?
yeah, anyone trying to tell you not to try is like, it's like, bro, you're just cool. You're like, bro, there's all types of shows. Like, we're just cool with it then. Like, let's just say, hey, since there's a bunch of them, let's just don't say nothing. Like,
Right.
I can't read, like, to me, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
Because if you think about it logically, it becomes a slippery slope. You let one thing happen, now the next show might be even more grotesque. It might
yeah,
be even more sexual. It might be even more deviant. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And we're
If
just
you never
letting it
draw the
slide.
line, it's like,
And that's why I was saying it's more than just that show. What it is, it's about, I feel, is an agenda being pushed rather than just the show.
yeah, and
You
that's
know
what
what I mean?
people,
Let's
that's
let's think about it throughout time. Do you remember back in the day, bro? And no offense to anybody, I'm just saying these facts, right? You remember back like the 90s or early 2000s, like late 90s, like MTV started going into like shows. You seen like one gay person. Now, fast forward to now, bro. Like, look at how fast that movement has grown to today. Do you understand what I'm saying? And no offense to anybody, you have the right to do whatever you want. I'm just saying that it seems like there's an agenda being pushed because
yeah.
it's
And the thing is,
it's
people
so
like,
much it's so much present nowadays than it was when I was young.
yeah, and people are so quick to say, yo, people have freedom to do what they want, but you don't want to give someone the freedom to believe in Christ or believe in be a follower of Christ.
You know what I
You're
mean?
gonna say you can do, he's free to do what he wants. What, am I free to be a follower of Christ and believe that as the truth? What's
Yeah,
up, dog? Dog
hey,
stepped in here like, man, let me get up in here. Let me,
yeah, bro.
he's speaking that truth.
He over here sad. What's
No,
up, fool?
that, I think that's something like they don't really encourage nowadays. Like, they don't encourage you to be able to even be a follower of Christ. It's kind of like, oh, why are you against this? Like, you believe in freedom of religion, right? Or
Right, right. But you know what?
like,
One thing I can say, bro, that it made me think on a positive level, I started thinking like, okay, how can we connect with each other? How can we make a
yeah,
bigger change and talk about everything, right? And that's when I hit you up and I was like, man, we should start a movement, man. We should start a 144 movement and really just how you did the Save the Children movement, just how you had a participation in that, man. We could connect and have networks and hubs within our own communities and really connect with each other and see how we can make changes within our own communities.
exactly,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
Bro, it's such a great idea, man. Like just all the shit we could do with it, like, creating positive events. Cause like even out here in the valley, nobody's really doing events. It's like if it is, it's like a show or something, but like
Right, right.
not like nobody's like giving back really. The NAACP does little things here and there, I'll say, but it's like all kind of like, it's like support our movement thing, like, but it's like political and it's like there's like not really something that's like for everybody, like movements type
Hmm.
of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right. That's
Like,
what I was thinking about. I was like, how can we connect with everybody to where it's not just one particular thing, but such a more of a broader, you know what I mean, a way of us to help each other out and get down to a solution.
yeah, like with my brother, he threw like this basketball league like a few years ago called the Home League, and we had like police officers had a team. You know what I'm saying? We had like a DJ
Right.
come by, and then we had Betos come by with the taco truck. We had a couple like just different food things come, and it was just a big community event. And it was like a cash prize for the basketball tournament, and like super positive thing. They had artists performing, you know what I'm saying? But like we could do this stuff on different scales on a more regular basis. What kind of cut that out the way was like the whole COVID thing, because after that it was like you couldn't really throw
Right.
it, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Exactly.
Now we back kind of in the clear. So it's like putting together events, for people, like putting people's businesses on
Right. Anybody that has a local business, uh, any cooks, any health gurus, holistics, you know what I mean? Anybody that can contribute, I feel like we should all come together.
yeah, like
It's a perfect time, especially with what's going on around the world. And for those of you that think that you can't make a big change across the world, you could do it within your community and we can connect the dots from there. Like for instance, you're in Lemoore. Let's say I'm out here in Washington. We got a person in Arkansas, but we can conduct an event on the same day that could reach the masses. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
no facts.
everybody has a big role to play. It's not just one person or it's not just one small group. It's
No facts,
everybody
bro. Like, and then like
putting their hand in the middle.
have artists that are like, because it's all about positivity, you know what I'm saying? So, like just bringing light to the world, so like artists that are like, we want to like create this website where we can have like submissions, and, we'll create an event to where it's just going to be a super positive event. It can bring awareness to whatever social issues. It can be, anything, just like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, no, facts, man. And if anybody out there is hearing this, we just started getting the ball rolling. This is something that we want to do in the future. So if you feel like you can be a helping hand in this movement, please give us hit us up on the inbox, give us a message.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find homie's email real quick, but uh I'm gonna just segue this into this video that I
Yeah.
found. One of my old managers played it at a meeting before. So it's kind of, I just thought it was a positive video, just on a positive note. So I'm gonna just share this real quick while I get this guest speaker, get his email real quick. But this is, if you just search on YouTube, change your words, change your world, this is what pops up. can't see it?
Nah.
You can't see it at all?
Nah, I don't see it.
It might be because it says your screen sharing is paused. It might be a copyright on here. Let me see. You guys,
Boo.
yeah, you can't see nothing, huh? You couldn't hear it.
Nah, I
You
could hear it, but
just couldn't
it's like
see it.
froze. It's like froze on the brush. It. I don't know if anybody
Okay.
else.
Well, never mind then. We'll just, it's a good video. If you guys want, go to this right here. Power of words, change your words, change your world. A little
Like the Bay
inspirational
bars.
video. Basically, I can paraphrase it, but we can go through screenshots of it. There's people, this blind guy sitting here, right? And people are walking by him. His sign says, "I'm blind, please help." And like people are just walking by, smiling at him. Maybe someone might drop a couple pennies, you know what I'm saying? And then, this woman sees his sign and she like walks over to him and
Hey.
so she takes his sign and starts writing on it, right? And people just start dropping dough, like
What she put on there?
people just start dropping dough, and then like she comes over and he's like, "My son, what did you do to my son?" And she's like, "I wrote the same, just in different words."
What was she right, dog?
Let me see.
Oh, dang.
You feel
It's a
me?
beautiful day and I can't see it. Oh, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Oh
change
man,
your words,
shouts
change
out to
your world,
her, man.
right? You know what I'm saying? It's just the little changes, it's the psychology behind everything, like
But who
it's
wrote
like
his sign in the beginning?
I guess he
Nah,
did. I don't
I'm
know,
just
all
playing.
right?
I'm just playing.
Who wrote the original sign and set him up? Nah, nah, but you know what I'm
I'm fucking
saying?
around. That's beautiful, bro. That's
And
interesting.
goes into this article that you had sent me. How does generosity benefit health? Brain study sheds light. A new study suggests that different types of generosity have different effects on the brain. That one form in particular may reduce stress and anxiety.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna just go through here. It is known that people enjoy being generous. This is medical news today. The warm glow effect describes the pleasant sensation we get from helping others, and the theory around it suggests that the main reason behind all acts of generosity is just the fact that they make us feel good. More recent research has delved deeper into how generosity affects different aspects of our well-being. One such study showed that generosity does make us happier, and it confirmed this by highlighting the brain regions involved. Does it matter who we help? Does it make a difference whether we choose to give money to those close to us or whether we give to charity? Can these different forms of generosity improve our health? Um,
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? So generosity in the brain's amygdala.
amygdala.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to say that. But and I and Ngaki and Ross performed two experiments. In the first one, he gave 45 participants a task and told them that they could win a monetary reward for either for a person close to them who was in need, or for a charity, or for themselves. After each form of support giving, the research scanned the participants' brains using functional MRI. In the scanner, the volunteers performed an emotional faces task in which they had to rate emotions based on people's facial expressions. As expected, both forms of support triggered increased activity in the brain's ventral striatum, which is an area that was previously linked to altruism, and the so-called septal area. Both of these brain regions are associated with parental care in mammals. Importantly, however, targeted support was also associated with diminished brain activity in the amygdala. uh,
Amygdala.
amygdala. This is the almond-shaped brain structure that processes emotions. Under stressful circumstances, it sends a distress signal to the hypothalamus, telling the brain to enter fight or flight mode. Increased
Right.
activation of the amygdala has been observed in anxiety, phobias, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Given untargeted support did not correlate in any way with activity in the amygdala. In the second experiment, 382 participants self-reported on their pro-social support giving behaviors. Similarly to the first experiment, the scientists invited the participants to perform an emotional rating task inside the fMRI scanner. So
So just to go back up too, and altruism is like um is concerned. It's like being concerned with someone's well-being.
yeah, um,
Just to put that into
put that in perspective.
perspective. Yeah.
So the results suggested that offering targeted support may provide a unique health benefit by reducing anxiety and stress. Humans thrive off social connections and benefit when they act in the service of others' well-being, writes the authors. However, the effect of targeted giving on the septal area together with the amygdala suggests a neural pathway by which giving support ultimately influences the health that is specific to targeted forms of support giving, such as giving to specific people we know are in need. So they concluded giving targeted support to identifiable individuals to an identify.
Identifiable individual.
I just woke up. Giving targeted support to an identifiable individual need is uniquely associated with reduced amygdala activity, thereby contributing to understanding of how and when giving support may lead to health. Yeah, my bad. I butchered that last.
Nah, you good, bro.
segment.
You got
Um,
it. You got it.
you know what I'm saying? So
Bro had that hooked
basically,
on phonics.
yeah, what's crazy is with phonics, you can't even spell phonics. So they're all capping, you know what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and type in this email for this invitation for our guest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Back to what we were saying though. To give will reduce stress and anxiety, man. So the same way that we go on social media and our dopamines are raised through social media and we care about all these likes and what people think about us, you can easily reduce your stress and anxiety by just being a generous person, by being a loving person.
Yeah, it goes a long way, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, I think that's why kids are so happy. Kids don't have selfish bone in their body until they're taught that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, they develop that, but initially, it's just all love, and it's a beautiful thing, bro. Giving service, like
That's why it's in the good book, bro.
yeah, there's been times, bro, where I was giving or
Be selfless, man.
serving, truly selfless, and like you could just
Without expecting anything in return, too. You know what I mean? Just
yeah, you could just feel it, like you get goosebumps, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you just decide, hey, I'm gonna go do something, let me go buy some pizzas and let me just go pass out pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the feeling, like it's free. Like, people like free.
nah, yeah.
Yeah, it's free, bro. Here, like,
Bro, and the love that's
like,
exchanged, it's just an exchange of love, bro. At that point,
yeah, bro.
happiness and laughter. And you don't know the conversation that you're gonna have after that. You don't know the turnaround that you're gonna bring to somebody's day, bro.
Yeah, you just don't know how far, like, a
It's a
positive
simple
intention
or
goes.
yeah, bro.
Like I always say, like one positive thought or idea can change the world.
No, I
It's
feel like
really that.
that's a fact, bro.
It's really that simple. Like one moment, one positive idea, one positive minute can change your day. One positive anything. Like, it's all about the intent, and like taking action on that intent, you just don't know what God has in store after that, because God is the one who's gonna give, based on where you're at with it. And
Right. Nah, I feel that, bro. That was a good point.
yeah, bro. But I sent the request to the homie Anthony, so we'll see. Let me see if I'll send him a message. But yeah, man, that was a good article.
Felt like that was a little importante. Goes into what we were speaking about.
Yeah, I mean, people always want to say what, like, why are you doing this, or why are you speaking against this when there's so many problems in the world? It's like, bro, there's problems in the world, but each moment we have is an opportunity to do something good, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, it's all about adding up those things. It's not like trying to minus them out, because that's never gonna help us get to the destination, like.
Brothers, I was saying this to my friend, to my buddy. I was having a conversation about the situation yesterday, and I was like, I just told him, because he was like, everybody has a right to do what they want, and I was like, that is true, but like, let's say you're my friend and you doing drugs, right? Let's just say, for instance, I'm gonna tell you that that's bad for you,
Yeah,
right? And you have the right to do whatever drug you like, but I'm gonna tell you that that's bad for you. Am I wrong for saying that?
yeah, it's no one's place to say, hey, don't tell someone, like, don't tell someone that the drug is bad when it's clearly killing them, or it's clearly,
Or you're just in a bad state of mind, or you're going down a wrong path. Like, you can clearly see it that you're depressed. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try, because I'm gonna react off love and empathy.
yeah,
I'm not reacting just to amuse myself. Or one thing that he said is, don't be a Pharisee. Don't be one like a Pharisee, because Pharisees want to be seen, or something. I'm paraphrasing it, but
yeah, bro. And it's
when
like,
I heard that, I was just like, okay, I see
the
what you're
thing the thing is, bro,
saying.
the thing is, like, there's not that many leaders in society today that are like really trying to like push forward, like expose the things that should be removed from society, like in the name of like righteousness, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's
Yes,
like,
bro.
there's not that many. So when someone speaks, it's like, whoa, why are you doing this? Because it's like, bro, if I'm not gonna do it, who's gonna do it?
Who's gonna do it, bro?
Like, you know what
And,
I'm
and it's
saying?
one thing, like, if you agree with me on that, if you can see my point of view, but you're not allowing me to speak on it, I think that's another
Yeah,
problem as well, because it's like, you understand where I'm coming from, but yet you don't want me to be a voice.
yeah. There's a quote. I think it's
But
I think Gandhi. I'm about to quote Gandhi. I think, or might be Gandhi. You guys could fact check me. He says, "To know and to not do is to not know."
exactly, bro.
You know
And
what
it's
I'm
that
saying?
crucial. You were saying something like, too, that we don't have enough leaders, bro. That was another topic I wanted to kind of get into, that I was thinking about the other day, bro. Was the fact that, especially for minorities, and a lot of the time we focus on the easy way out, like entertainment, sports. We don't have a lot. We're not pushing our kids to be in society making a change, like within the politicians, the government, being lawyers, being police officers, being in the medical industry, bro. We see all these problems and we're quick to point, but we're not guiding our kids to be in these certain directions to help. What's
Exactly.
going on, brother?
What's going on, fam?
What is up, gentlemen?
How
Thank
we
you so
doing
much for
today?
having me in.
Yeah,
No
man.
problem,
Thanks for
man.
joining, bro.
Anytime.
But yeah, just to piggyback off what you were saying, bro. You know, I think, you know, that's the thing when we were talking about the whole left and the right thing, you know what I'm saying? Like how there's leaders on both sides that are kind of pinning us all fully against each other versus there's like a lane in the middle, you know
Right.
what I'm saying, that exists that we could be like leaders, but it's like we have to almost fight both sides to even exist in that, you know what I'm saying, in that middle threshold. Like, and there's these conversations that need to be had that aren't being had, you know.
Right.
So uh but yeah, man, my
That was
man
interesting though.
Anthony, my man Anthony's on the live. He wanted to come chop it up with us. You have anything you want to talk about specifically today, man?
Well, there was well, yeah, I don't know exactly where to start, but
We just
okay, so I
playing
just want to,
roulette.
I wanted to go back to that new Disney show
Right.
that Isaiah was talking about, and I actually read the comments on that yesterday, and
Got a
you
little
know, talk,
hectic, didn't it?
yeah, I read some of it, you know, after you first posted it, and you know, people are just, you know, so consumed with themselves. But I want to reference in the Old Testament here in the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, reading from the English Standard Version. It's called The Idols of Babylon and the One True God. It says, Bel bows down, Nebo stoops, their idols are on beasts and livestock. These things you carry are borne as burdens on weary beasts. They stoop, they bow down together, they cannot save the burden, but themselves go into captivity. Listen to me, O house of Jacob, all the remnant of the house of Israel, who have been born by me from before your birth, carried from the womb. Even to your old age, I am he, and to gray hairs, I will carry you. I have made and I will bear and I will carry and will save. To whom will you liken me and make me equal and compare me that we may be alike? Those who lavish gold from the purse and weigh out silver in the scales hire a goldsmith and he makes it into a god. And they fall down and worship. They lift it to their shoulders, they carry it, they set it in its place, and it stands there and it cannot move from its place. If one cries to it, it does not answer or save him from his trouble. Remember this and stand firm. Recall it to mind, you transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am God and there is no other. I am God and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, things not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will accomplish all my purpose. Calling a bird of prey from the east, the man of my counsel from a far country, I have spoken and I will bring it to pass. I have purposed and I will do it. Listen to me, you stubborn of heart. You are far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness. It is not far off, and my salvation will not delay. I will put salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory.
Amen, brother.
So,
And that's a great chapter.
That was
yes,
great. That was the great
amen.
scripture, bro.
Amen.
That ties into exactly what we were saying.
Well, it's all Babylon. It's all
Right.
Babylon, you know, and even, you know, even when the Israelites were led out of Egypt by
But
Moses and Aaron
Moses.
and the armies, you know, it didn't just stop there, you know.
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit.
You still had some people saying, oh, well, maybe Egypt wasn't so bad. I mean, think about all the, oh, can you hear me now? Hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
You're
kinda-
freezing up a little bit, man. You're frozen right now, but it's been coming back in. Um,
yeah,
yes.
but yeah,
But
I definitely feel what you're saying though, for sure.
yeah, and that actually ties into the audio. We be talking about the audio. We got you back now. He was frozen.
Got a little connection issues going on.
It looks like we got a little bit of connection issues. Are you on Wi-Fi, bro? Or can you hear us? But that kind of goes into the Odio. You know, we've been studying like ancient Hebrew. You know,
I mean,
we finally got you back. You was frozen. Now we see you though.
all right.
Oh yeah, we're
Um,
good.
Okay. Sorry
Yeah, you
about
were,
that.
yeah, you were speaking about Moses leading everybody out of Egypt, the Israelites. Oh, we got frozen.
Yeah, and even when they got it, oh man. Come on now.
Big tech, man.
Big tech. That's it. You know what I mean?
Am I back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
back.
good.
You're
You're
back.
good. You're good.
Oh my God.
They're trying to
Ugh.
stop us.
Well, they can't. So, but Jesus can.
144.
So, yeah, 144. Clarence went to a private school.
Hey, Clarence parents had a good marriage.
Oh no, mom spaghetti. But yeah, so I mean, we're living in a modern day Babylon, and it's really, really scary. Like, you know,
I don't think this
but
is a
what
time to be fearful. I think this is a great time
mm-mm,
for us to get together. I think because
absolutely.
what the opposition does, we're over here working it just as hard, but we just got to get together. You know what I mean? And everybody, I think personally, the more wickedness we see is the more that they're gonna wake up the right people. You know what I mean? People are starting to realize that there's a line being drawn in the sand right now. You're either on one side or you're on the other. And
Absolutely.
you know, hopefully in the process of us connecting with each other and figuring out who we are, we can help people in the process. Not everybody's going to agree with us. That's why it's the 144.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
And you know, that's okay though, you know, and not everyone has to agree,
The truth still remains, though.
but the truth still remains, and the truth is objective, not subjective. I mean, we can all have an opinion on things, but I mean, it doesn't change the fact that the sky is blue and the grass is green.
Bro, well put, bro.
I can't tell you how many listen, I mean, when 2020 came and, you know,
That was when it started. The real.
Man,
when,
that's when the division
yeah,
really
that's when you saw people's hearts. I can't
facts.
tell you how many man people I grew up with, you know, they fell for that. Okay,
Pandemic.
so when I mentioned, am I going out again?
It's like a slight lag, but you're good.
Slight, but you're all right.
Okay. Okay, so I just want to talk about like when I was in the chat room about 3 or 4 nights ago, and I was mentioning the BLM thing.
Right.
So that is all a spiritual
Oh man, he was just getting to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, they stopped you off.
battle. Okay. Yeah, all of it is. Oh man,
No,
y'all froze now.
You're back, bro.
you're back.
Oh my
It's all
god.
spiritual battle.
Okay, so I guess we just gonna have to work around this. Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm gonna say it. The leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement, those 3 women, they're all witches. All of them
Definitely agree.
operate in witchcraft. All of them do.
Someone had
And
to say it.
now you look at you look at all that money that they raised. First of all, it didn't help anybody in the Black community. First of all, I don't know what stealing Adidas shoes and blowing up and robbing Gucci stores and lighting shit on fire has to do with Black Lives Matter. I don't know what any of that has to do with equality or anything like that. You had so much hate, violence in the streets. I mean, it was so wicked. It was so, and you had it everywhere. And then you had people, you know, trying to make first of all, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. I will never apologize for the color of my skin. We have all been through things in life. It doesn't matter what color you are. And how dare you try to tell me that I can't speak or have an opinion on something because my skin is a little bit lighter than yours. That's where the true witchcraft
I feel it. I feel it.
really came in and put the whole spell on. But even in the Bible, you know, God said, you know, because you follow other idols, I will make it to so you are deceived and that you can't, you know, you won't know the truth because you, you know, what is that word I'm looking for? Oh God, I'm drawing a blank here. Because you're rebellious against me. I mean, the Bible states clearly about that. That's why Israel fell so many times. That's why, you know, we had the flood. That's why God ordered certain armies to kill other ones, you know, things like that. That's exactly why. And
Well, and I agree with
I
that.
want people to understand.
No, bro. I
Yeah.
just to
Yeah, it's
add
all
off what you're
spiritual.
saying, bro. I completely agree with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I was just I think the thing me and Zay were kind of commenting on when we were discussing it is there's a little bit more to the conversation than just that. You know what I'm saying? And but that
Oh
definitely
yeah.
is a part of the conversation because you know, I was opposed like when it first broke out, I was opposed to all of that stuff, you know, and I made it I vocally expressed it in my community how I'm opposed to this looting and rioting. It's not going to create solutions for us.
Yes, it's
You
gonna
know,
create
we
problems
need to
and
be proactive. So,
No.
you know what I'm saying? So I was literally, you know, I've talked about the people buying the BLM owners buying mansions and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And you know,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, in the white neighborhoods.
yeah, in the white
In
neighborhood.
the white neighborhoods.
Like when I was holding the Save Our Children march in Hollywood, you know, we had like 2,000 people marching and there was a Black Lives Matter march. There was like right up the street, like walking this way. So I went ahead of the entire march and went and talked to their leaders and like, yo, we just want to know that we just want to let you know that we're not against you guys. It's nothing like that. It's all love. That's the key. That's what we need in this community. We need love. And the leaders were like, okay, it's cool. Like we're good. You know, we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, in my local community, it looked a lot different than what it looked like on the news, is what I was trying to
yeah,
say.
no, yeah, no.
Like in my friends,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
you know, in my friendships, they're like I'm friends with a lot of black people, you know what I'm saying? And it's like their mentality
Me
towards the
too.
subject is not what the news portrays it as. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them is like, yo, we not about to go be looting everything. Like it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like we need to like,
No.
you know, so it's I think
A lot of it, a lot of it, a lot of the time is the media that once they get a hold of a story, it becomes spun into something that's totally different. You know,
yeah,
they started focusing on, you know, people going
Oh
against
yeah.
Black Lives Matter it from my point of view, it looked like it started going downhill when we started doing the no, all lives matter. No, this lives matter. And then what that started doing was separating us. You know what I mean? And it started creating this division when there was just one particular point that we needed to discuss, that we need to spread love and we need to stop with the injustice. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's ultimately what the goal was. But even
It didn't have to be that though.
no, it
They
didn't.
went about it totally wrong, like
Right.
with the whole 8 minute and 46-second video recording of that criminal, you know, and he knew that police, they both knew each other. I mean, they were both bouncers at a club years before. And if you noticed, I never watched the whole thing. I only watched like maybe a minute of it. Like even back then, I haven't seen it since. But if you notice, like the camera didn't move.
I didn't even watch it because
The
Yeah, I
camera did
did.
not move.
I couldn't even bear it. But see,
I,
stuff like
I
that.
only watched a minute of it and I haven't seen it since.
See, and then
And it was just
Alright.
out of nowhere.
So what one thing that fuels all this like chaos is hate, bro. So you know what I mean? When we start angling
Mhm.
and start
I know.
moving things at a certain angle where it's gonna perpetuate hate, bro, that's when we fall. You know, we gotta worry about solutions rather than,
Yeah,
our
and
own
and
opinions.
to be fair, nobody in any community, like the right and the left, was really focused on that connectivity. You know what I'm saying? And just to be fair,
No.
you know what I'm saying, it was more of like the leaders of Black Lives Matter and the media being able to have the full voice for all Black people in that supportive
Exactly.
movement.
Exactly,
And then
bro.
the people on the right are seeing that whole full
Mhm.
voice on that of those leaders and putting everything on everyone based on what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't always that. Like
Exactly.
at the Save Our Children marches, I had people wearing Black Lives Matter shirts there, you know, and it was like with us marching, you know, because the thing is, to me,
And
I
that's
was involved
beautiful,
in the Black
bro.
Lives Matter movement, but not on nothing what they was
Oh
on.
yeah,
It
definitely.
was me, you know what I'm saying? So I was looking at like that's what got me to the Save Our Children movement. That's what pushed me to it because I created a podcast. We were having these conversations. And then I understood that 1,000 Black babies are aborted every single day in the US. So I'm like, how are we going to even say Black Lives Matter
Oh
if we don't support the
yeah.
Save Our Children movement? Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So
Right,
they
right.
started they started
Exactly.
That's
pinning
a
us
great
against
Oh,
each
point.
other,
That's a
amen. You
great
said
point.
it.
you
That
know?
was a
You
beautiful
said
I
point.
it.
even called
Yeah,
out people in the
94%
movement,
of
like,
all
how are you
aborted
not
babies.
supporting the Save Our Children movement if you're a Black Lives Matter? Like how does that make sense? You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's a
And
good point that you put that. I'm glad you said that as well, that there was Black Lives Matter protesters within the Save the Children and vice versa. That shows you that
In the US are black.
we are more powerful together rather than separated, bro.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? No matter, it's
True.
just like you said, Anthony. It don't matter your color, bro. It don't matter if I'm green, you're yellow, he's blue, bro. As long as we have the same point of view and we act together, bro, we're way more powerful than anything. But as soon as we start sucking into this, oh, your lives matter. No, his lives matter. No, bro. What we're doing is we're separating, bro. Yeah, it's cool to have. We can have the opinion,
That's
but
what they want.
yeah,
exactly, bro. Exactly.
That's what they want.
Until we see that,
But Satan,
we have to hold ourselves accountable because at the end of the day, yeah, they have the veil over our eyes, bro, but we have the chance to really search for truth and wisdom, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah, and just be able to discern through it all. Like
And
I
anybody,
immediately wasn't falling for what these witches were kicking us. You know what I'm saying? I understood that, you know, the Black Lives Matter donations were going to Act Blue, and that was funding the Democratic Party, funding Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. All of these dudes were getting millions from Black Lives Matter. And I understood that. And I was like, these are the same Democrats recommending stuff that is destroying our community. So it's like it's a cycle, you know.
yeah, I was just about to say, it's
Mhm.
just
Yeah, it's
going
just a
around in
big
a loop.
cycle. And that's why I wasn't
oh
telling
yeah.
nobody to donate. I was telling them like, yo, we need to build our communities up like ourselves and become proactive if we want to fix this. We're not gonna destroy discrimination by being out here in the streets with signs.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah, it
I'll
was
tell you this. Before anything matters, Jesus has to matter.
yeah,
Jesus
100%.
has to matter.
Bro,
I mean, everyone suffers from pure ignorance and bliss, and they just want to be comfortable. They want to send their kids to a good school. It's about everything going on around them, and then when things like that happen, and then everyone just wants to go along with it and support like the current thing. I mean, look at how it even happened. I mean, everything shut down because of an invisible virus. Everything shut down, and then that happened. You can't see your kids or anything graduate. You can't go and see your dying family member in the hospital. But people are out here burning cities down and beating people
There's a lot of
over the
hypocrisy.
top of the heads. And look at yeah, and it was mainly small businesses that suffer from it. And small businesses are the backbone of this country and always have been. you know, and it was
These big companies,
it
their
was
insurance
just
could cover.
terrible, you know, and then the mask thing, you know, my mother, she got, you know, God bless her, but you know, I'm sorry, say it again.
No, I said these big companies
What'd you say?
that I said these big companies that were hit during the riots, their insurance could cover them. These local businesses, it's a little harder for them to recover.
Oh yeah, yeah. But and look at everything else that stemmed after that, you know. I mean the mask, and then you know they tried to push the vaccine mandates and everything. And you know, I wasn't with it at all. I haven't gotten any immunizations at all, and I won't, you know. And
That's
thank
right.
goodness we got a Republican governor in, because you know, I'm gonna tell you, you know, California is so bad. I would not, you know, I'd love to visit there one day, but not right now. And I'm gonna tell you, California in particular is going through what they're going through right now because of the wickedness and the idol worship. I mean, look at Hollywood for so long. You know, I mean, all of it has just been based off of evil.
Man,
A lot of those actors and actresses are like not even real men and women. They're inverted. They worship Satan. They've been, you know, underneath the Getty Museum, they've been trafficking people under there
yo,
forever, you know. And Gavin Newsom, you know, he's been, you know, he's all part of it too. That dude looks demonically possessed. He needs deliverance. We need to get the oil and anoint him, because
Yeah,
he needs to get delivered. I
what people
mean,
don't know is like the last 80
I'm gonna tell you
years.
what did. I wonder how many people. I
Oh,
wonder how many people really set their thermostats at 78 degrees. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
right, exactly.
you're good, man. What people don't know is the last 80 years, pretty much four families have controlled the seat of governor in California. They keep just trading it off, marrying into each other's families, and you know, it's very highly controlled by a small group of people. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
that's pushed for
Yeah,
a lot of the problem that exists today,
I
aside from
believe it.
Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
man. Hollywood in general, bro, is a weird place, man. Me living in LA, bro, I can contest to saying like, yo, there's a weird energy out there, bro. There's a lot of wickedness going on, and it seems, bro, to be successful in that town, bro, you have to be a part of some type of
group.
wild. Yeah, bro. It's really it's like a hierarchy, bro. To level up, you
Oh yeah, you
really
got to be part of something.
yeah, bro. Or you have to go against your morals. You know what I mean, to elevate in that town, bro. And that's why I personally like me, I had to get out of there, bro. I felt like I was getting attacked at all angles, bro.
Those are the true slaves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing is, the most
Those
overlooked
are the
part of
true
California,
slaves. I'm going to tell you right now. Those are the true slaves.
I
All right.
believe that the most overlooked part of California is the area I stay in, the Central Valley. You know, where I feel like it's like a different type of people here, like it's a special spirit here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like LA, it's not like the Bay, it's in the middle, but nobody talks about us because
Yeah, no one talks about Fresno at
we
all.
actually the Central Valley, we feed more than a quarter, like probably about 40% of the country with our produce. You know, it's all the farmers, it's the like
The
really
land is rich, bro.
yeah, the land is rich with the soil is rich here. The people have like for the most part have really good morals, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, you know, it's a really good area to raise a family, you know what I'm saying? Like especially compared to
That's good.
Cali, like it's just, you know, like the school me and Zay went to, like the high school, like we specifically have a really special group of
Yeah.
people, you know.
Yeah, we have a connection with a lot of people in our class for sure, bro.
It's a lot of like really upstanding people, you know what I'm saying? Like
And you
really
know what's crazy about that area is like
When
you
y'all
have
graduate?
09.
You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? Like,
And you know what's crazy about that area is
my
like
bad, y'all.
No, you're good.
Me too.
That's that extra echo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we're all the same age. That's what's up. We were all we were brought in a good time, bro, in a weird time. We got to see the end of one generation and got to see the beginning of like this electronic technology era, bro. So we like right in the middle. And I think
Yeah.
that's why our generation, because if you see it, bro, there was a fall off, bro. It was like kind of like look at the generation how
know.
generation, you got Gen Z, bro. I don't even know what's going on right now with Gen Z, bro.
Right.
On God, like I feel like we are so lost right now. And these like shows like Little Demon, like, bro, there's multiple and people say, people say you can't
right
if you're
now.
gonna talk about one thing, you gotta talk about all these things. And there's multiple freaking shows, all these things that are diverting these kids away from God, bro.
Yeah, that's been it. The attack on the children is really real right now.
Well, when that person commented on that post and said that, you should have been. Oh, my bad.
No, you good.
My bad. You just got a lag on your audio, so I don't even mean to interrupt you, bro, like that. Like your audio goes like a few seconds late.
Yeah, I'm late.
No,
I
you're
might
good.
be on time now. What do y'all think?
No, you're on time now.
Yeah.
But what were you saying?
Yes. Well, it's funny because, I was just thinking, when that person, commented that on that post, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, why don't you name all the other ones, or, and how are we supposed to know of all the other ones without pointing out one specific one first?
Yeah, like where do you
like
you can't start one with step one, then how do we get to the step 100?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
and I was thinking too, I was like, okay, so if I made another post about another show, I bet you somebody else differently will be on there like, hey, if you're gonna talk about one thing, you gotta talk about them all. When it's like,
No, they
bro,
always just show up just to disagree, and
and
it's like if y'all just want to autograph, just ask me for one.
but and one thing too is like, bro, we are low key agreeing. It just seemed like somebody just wanted to have the last word towards the end, and that's
Yeah, they
why.
want to be keyboard warriors.
And it's just like I think we're just going beyond the point at this point.
Yeah,
sometimes you just gotta walk
love
away.
to justify their right to not do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, bro,
Yeah.
the same way you have the right to not do shit, I have the right to do
To
something.
do something like
I know.
And we have in the
You know
same way I have to respect you, I feel like it has to
Oh.
work vice versa, right?
But you're swimming against the current, bro. You're not supposed to do that, man. Just flow with the
Yeah.
current. You're not a
You're
salmon,
supposed
bro.
to support the
You're not a
current thing.
salmon.
one of my homegirls, she put a comment, she was like, Disney is definitely satanic, right? And then she goes, but I don't see how this is gonna help. But okay. She's like, I get what you're saying, but I don't see how it's gonna help. But it's like, but
I don't see why you're even saying anything.
But it's like, you understand me. So if we agree, we could come together and be like, let's voice this to the next person. Let's kind of help and bring awareness. You know what I mean? Because every person does have a choice. You could allow your kid to watch that, but what if there's a religious person or somebody that believes in the same thing that I believe that doesn't quite understand? I could possibly help them bring awareness to their family household.
Yeah, and it goes to that video that I shared earlier, or I tried to share earlier. Like, you change your words, you change your world. Like, consciousness is a domino effect. It's a ripple. Anything you say, like, people don't even believe in themselves. You know what I'm saying? Believing in yourself and believing in Jesus means you believe what you're doing is real. Like it actually makes a difference.
For the betterment of man, loving thy neighbor.
Yeah, that's what loving thy neighbor is. Loving God is. It's showing your life is a sacrifice to, you know what I'm saying? Your words.
No, that's beautiful.
Time,
It is. And I saw that video, and then what y'all are like, well, wait, who wrote the sign then if he's blind and can't see?
I was just saying a little joke.
Yeah, he did write
It makes
that.
it makes you
Like,
think though, right? Like, hold
Somebody
on.
set him up.
You know what I'm saying? It's a good
Yeah.
video. I get the video though. I get what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm just, and one thing too that was said, bro, that I wanted. Well, one thing I wanted to get into that people don't understand is the things that we say, bro. Our words, bro, hold magic and hold weight, bro. You know
They
what I mean?
do. They do.
And we
But
have to
it's,
go ahead.
it's all about intent, and
I
what
like
what
that.
what what you're trying to do. Like, are you doing it out of, being genuine and really trying to
Right.
put others, which would benefit everybody, or are you doing it to try and divide and conquer,
Yeah,
That's beautiful, bro.
one
Well
can't serve
said.
two masters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't serve two masters. So someone that's serving a different master gonna look at you and be like, bro, why are you doing that? That's not the way
Right.
to do anything.
There's confusion. The devil is a liar.
The devil's a liar, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh, you're gonna be a
Or-
Pharisee because
Oh,
you're trying
oh,
to do something right.
I know what I wanted to speak to you guys about. So one thing that was said in the argument, right, was he was one of my buddies was like, after I got off, he spoke to me in a message and was like, hey, evil's been going on for, from the beginning of time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna go anywhere. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, so you're basically saying that it's okay because it's
Yeah,
gonna
you're
be here.
basically saying it's
It's
okay. Oh well,
since
it's
the
not going to
beginning of
change.
time.
Let him do it.
So
Yeah,
you're seeing,
right.
you seeing a kid get his ass whooped by like crucially abused, and you're just like, oh, it's been always been going on. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's normal.
bro.
That's
That was the example I gave my buddy. I was like, look, what if you walking past and you see a kid getting manipulated by a grown man or a grown adult? Are you gonna walk by and be like, that's not my business? Or are you gonna be like, hey, what's going on over here, bro? Am I
yeah,
wrong? Am I wrong for
No,
stepping
you're
in?
not. You're not. I think
Exactly,
we've all
bro.
been guilty of doing that though, but we could all do better.
Yeah, no, let's say, okay, I could say where I've been wrong, where I've seen a fight and I grab my cell phone and I'm instead of freaking helping anybody, I'm entertaining it. That's wrong, bro. And
It
and I
is
could
wrong. So
and
many
I
people
and
do
I
that.
and I could admit to that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I have to keep doing it. Do you
yeah.
see
So
Right.
what I'm
like
saying?
watching
Absolutely.
like they be
Well
having
said.
like a recording of someone getting like their purse
Robbed.
snatched or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how are you recording this
You
and
know
not
what
Or
I'm saying?
running at
recording,
them
giving a homeless
like
person
stopping
money.
this?
Or that, that's a great example, Anthony. Like you recording you being generous. Like
Or
where
you ain't being generous without the
you-
recording though.
Let me
Like,
tell you
yeah,
something. Let me tell you something. That is the epitome of a legitimate bona fide clout chaser right there.
facts. Facts.
Yes.
You have to show me that you're being a good person.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
that's okay because I
you
pray to
need
my God behind closed doors in secret. So it's okay.
even God, like even when you're fasting, you're not supposed to tell anybody. Like when you're doing
No,
good, when you're doing
no.
good, bro, you're supposed to do that behind closed doors. That's a relationship
Exactly. In the
between
secret
you
place.
and God. You and
yeah,
God.
Mhm.
yeah, no facts.
Yes. Amen.
Man, that's a great
Wow.
convo. I'm glad you got on here, Anthony.
Well, I'm glad you guys had me on, really. I feel like you guys were going in a certain direction and I probably like pivoted it somewhere else, but
No,
It's all
brother.
good. It all tied into what what we've been going over, bro. So it's all love, man.
I actually have a podcast. I have it's up and running. I just have to I just have to get some interviews scheduled, which is kind of
Mhm.
hard. But it's called The Fountain of Living Waters. It's with R3 TV Ministries. It basically, and I did an interview back in March, but it got published in May, basically about how I used to be a follower of the New Age, which that's just what we call it now, but it's really not new. It's really not new. It's ancient Babylonian mysticism, which has been infiltrated through our culture for centuries.
Yep.
But
The New Age is really
So
believing the
true.
New Age back to Christ. I did an interview on that, and I have my own podcast that I'm getting up and running. So
Awesome,
you know,
bro.
yeah, I have a
Hey,
producer.
man. When you get that in the works, man, drop the link on our podcast, bro.
Yeah,
We'll share it.
definitely.
We'll come on there and be a guest if you need, bro.
I
That's
would love
awesome,
that.
bro. God bless you
That
for
would
that,
be,
brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's dope.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. I think what you guys are doing is really good too. You know,
I
I think,
appreciate that.
Just trying to
yeah,
create dialogue, man, and like,
yeah,
This stuff is
yeah,
healthy,
definitely.
bro. Like what we're doing is healthy, bro. I feel like, when one or two people or more are speaking about God, that's where church is, bro. Like
Oh yeah, man. Oh man. Oh man. Whew. You know I got my bag right here next to me.
Bruh. You
I
cool.
mean,
You cool as hell, bro.
I heard TJ say that he really likes the book of John, which I do too, but my two favorite books in the whole Bible personally are the book of Luke
Okay.
and Luke was
and
my favorite when I read it
Deuteronomy.
all the way through.
Bro, I was saying that. Yo,
Luke
I
is a
gotta.
little bit more like, I don't know how to word it, but it's like the way he kind of like the details he brings in is like he has a little extra like content to his details. Like I don't know how to describe it, but when I read it front to back the first time, Luke was my favorite book. Like as like an eighth grader, So
Yeah, I had, when I was growing up, I didn't read a whole lot unless I wanted to
Mhm.
because my attention span just wasn't there.
I was the
So
same
as I
way,
got
brother.
older, like reading time in class, no, I wasn't. I was just sitting there. No, not doing that,
Yo, me
especially
too,
stuff I'm
brother.
not interested in. So, but it wasn't until I got out of school, like a little bit older, because in 2019 I had like a spiritual awakening.
Mm.
But I also grew up in church too. But now that I'm older and I'm really getting back into my faith. And, here's the thing though, we are born sinners and, not that we have to, like you said earlier, Zay, we don't have to keep doing it, but there's going to be times where we do kind of fall
Yeah.
or that we're ignorant. But it's through grace we have been saved by faith through Jesus Christ. By
Mhm.
grace, wait, what? Let me make sure I get that right. I'm not sure. Through grace we have been saved through faith by Jesus Christ. So it's through faith, if we keep the faith in Christ and not put anything else above him, like especially in prayer, wanting to discern truth from lies,
Mhm.
um, people you have around you. I'm telling you, like the past year, I've had dreams about certain things that just is just weird. Like my dream life has been so weird,
Bro,
and
since
that's a
2020,
topic for
bro.
another time.
Yeah, I was about to say since 2020, same here, bro.
But that could be the graffiti on your walls too, like everything that you let into your eye and ear gates. But like going, I I left. I got consumed with like the new age stuff. And I heard this one girl, and I am going to mention her because she's a false prophet, and I pray that she gets saved. But Elizabeth April, she's based out in California, I think, but she's from Canada. She's a big new ager, and let me tell you something. These new age mystics, they're really witches and necromancers. Okay,
yeah,
divinators. They
I
always want
I, I
to
believe that.
profit. They always want to profit, right? They always want your money. They always want your money for these master classes and all this other stuff. This girl, this was back in 2020, right? This girl, she was talking about how she's lived many past lives and she was Hitler and Jesus in another life. I was like,
That's where I would
ooh,
have been like,
oh shit.
ooh.
I would have been like, this is the new age movement. I don't know if I want to be here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
With Jesus.
And we're all gods reaching enlightenment, and the more we're out in the sun and the more our melanin activates, the more godlike we are.
And what that does is just separates you from God. You know what I mean? That's all
Like
it's that's all
science.
it's doing, because you're saying that, what, in a sense it's like, I'm a god too. What more? You're putting yourself on a pedestal.
Ooh, and these people, people can do what they want. I don't have anything against, like, people who like just to consume cannabis, but I'll tell you in particular, mushrooms and DMT, I highly advise against that,
Yeah.
because what
No,
you're
I do
doing,
too.
like those aliens and everything you see in and them different colors, that is not of God. Those are demons, and that's why they look like that. Like, okay, so
So
think
somebody
about it.
saying that it was like
Hey,
it's kind of like the tree of knowledge, like eating like mushrooms is kind of
Yeah,
eating fruit.
yeah,
Mm.
it is. And let me ask you something. Has anyone ever really had a good trip, so to say, from doing that ever?
to be honest, bro, the first time I did shrooms, bro, I was tripping, bro. I was
Yeah.
not. I went to
Oh, I
7
know you
Eleven.
were tripping.
Bro, I went to 7-Eleven. I went to go grab a smart water, dog. I put it on the counter and I looked at the clerk. His mouth went, and I was like, oh, bro. I gave this dude $10 for a smart water, dog, and I was gone. I was like, bro, I'm out of here, bro. I was puking. I was like, never again, dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, you are inviting in spirits,
And
man.
I
Like,
believe that, bro, because for a few days, bro, I did not feel like, after the shrooms wore off, I still didn't feel particularly like all myself, bro. But it's just me. Maybe it's just my body. But I'm just saying, it kind of altered like my mind, and I didn't like that shit, bro.
mm-mm, no.
And I feel like that shit does. It's like opening a door for other, like, spirits, bro.
Yeah, kind of.
It's just like alcohol, bro. It's just like, I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
like alcohol is called spirits. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And we don't even take that in our mind, like that. All we're doing is swigging poison.
yeah, facts.
Some
You
of
know what
it's
I
really.
mean? And people were drinking wine in the Bible, so it's like, bro, maybe in moderations that's cool. But I'm saying, like, a lot of the times we abuse these things. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
and,
saying? And
and
I
it's
feel
just
like,
different too. Like wine in the Bible is probably really just like grapes and like made a certain way, versus like a lot of the wine nowadays got like pesticides in it, all types of like cleaner
chemicals,
type
right?
shit in
Yeah.
it, like different chemicals, and you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of like I don't know. It's tough to like rationalize for me, but like
Nah, I
me,
feel you on that.
alcohol makes me sick. Like I can't even
It
drink.
does me too. It
I
makes
drink
me
Everybody,
sick too.
dude,
no, but
everybody
like
that
I
drinks
drink a
too
sip
much.
of it and I kind of feel sick.
Nah, I
Oh,
get what you're saying.
You know, like
But
it's
but look, what I'm saying is, if you drink too much, what happens the next day? What is it called?
a hangover.
yeah,
Eh,
that's because you're not drinking water.
But what I'm saying is, it's gonna happen though. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. But I'm saying it's known. Like, it's a poison. It'll potentially make you hurt.
And yeah, and then when you wake up and you feel like you're about to die, and then someone gives you water, you're like, oh, thank you. I can finally feel good about feeling like shit again.
Man.
Oh,
That's hilarious, bro.
Man, that's funny, bro. Um,
Hey, so when is your podcast gonna take off?
well, I have to. Well, I can start recording anytime. I just have to schedule an interview with
Mhm.
the people. It's kind of hard. I was gonna do it back in May around Memorial Day, but I I went under some really big spiritual warfare and I had to put it on hold. So
yeah, I feel that, man. Timing is everything. And you gotta be
Timing is
yeah,
everything, bro.
ready.
yeah.
You gotta have
When you
everything in the right
when
place
you
spiritually to be able to do stuff like that, you know.
you
Yeah,
got our
yeah, and
support
I'm
over
still
here.
working on it, but it's a lot better than it was. And before that, I thought that it was good, but that that's why I talked about deliverance.
Yeah.
Real. It's real. Like I listen to people like Pastor Alexander Pagani. He is like really knowledgeable. He's a great
I'm gonna write
pastor. He
this
has his own
down.
church in NYC. He has a channel on YouTube. Like he's been doing teachings of like the flat earth theory, pre-Adamic race,
What's his
the
last
Nephilim.
name?
Pagani, Pagani. He's from the Bronx, New York. And let me tell you,
That's where
this
my mom's
man,
from.
I've been in New York City. I'd rather go there during Christmas time or at night, but the food is good, but it stinks.
Yeah, New York is crazy.
Stinks.
That's where all my family's from.
I'm from the country. I mean, I'm an hour north of the city of Richmond and 45 minutes south of Washington, D.C. So I'm like in the DMV.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's
Big.
right. That's right, bro.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I want to look into that pastor though. That's dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at.
actually heard
I
of a
wrote his
pastor
name
ever
down.
talk about flat Earth. He must not get it. Have the 501c church or something, because that's kind of a no-no in the church world. I feel like.
What's up, buddy?
Well, they don't want to talk about the Nephilim either, but it's okay because, these pastors nowadays aren't training any of, the whole point of the church is to make disciples, but the real church is out there in the streets with the evangelists, but
Right.
even then, these pastors and everything, like this ain't 1964, you need to be training people for, if someone like Gandhi came to your doorstep, you should invite him in, and we need to be taught, they need to be teaching about spiritual warfare. That's why the witches, like,
Well,
we were talking about
that's
earlier.
the job
That's
of the church, bro. They're kind of not. They're not arming the people with the information that
No.
applies to life, like in now,
no. And then,
Agreed.
you want to be a 400-pound pastor and then, talk about, the same thing you've been talking about, just in different words, and then go to Golden Corral afterward. No, you don't need Golden Corral. You need like Chipotle. Like, you don't need to be doing that. Fast and pray. Fast and pray.
Fast
And I mean
and
that in a
pray.
good way. I mean that in a good way. I
Yeah.
really do, because
Nah, that's right.
it's ridiculous.
Nah, you know what's
I think-
crazy? A lot of the churches they regurgitate the same stuff, man. It's like the same scriptures, and they don't get into depth, and they don't really talk like you say, how to put the armor of God on and how to fight the spiritual war, bro. And
Well,
I think these are,
luckily,
Like Pastor Greg Locke. I think his name is Greg Locke. Is that correct?
yeah.
Yeah, Pastor Greg
Greg
Locke.
Locke.
Like when he was exposing like the Masons and talking about all that, that kind of was like, okay. But then I looked at his church. His church is called Global Vision. And it's
Yeah,
like,
there's nothing global about. The only thing global should be salvation.
Yeah,
no
right.
more
they
global.
ain't even nothing global.
Yeah,
Global is a fallacy. Like,
Right,
it's
right.
like, if your church is called Global Vision, like, what is it?
you're already on the
You're
wrong
already
path.
like fundamentally, that was what kind of stirred me a certain way. Like, how do you believe in the globe, but you're a woke?
yeah, they probably all wear masks during service too. You probably need a vaccine passport to get into service.
To get
Yeah,
into
they ain't-
church.
I
Yo,
bet
that
you-
would be are any churches doing that? Were any churches doing that?
Oh,
what,
they were.
vaccine? Yeah.
Like to where you had to
They
have
were.
a vaccine to go into church?
Or not so much that, but like they'll take your temperature.
Yeah, take
Uh,
the temperature. You got to wear a mask. Sit 6 feet
Yeah.
apart.
Run away from that
What?
church.
Yeah,
Run away.
Yeah,
I
Run
did
away.
not know that, bro. That is interesting.
I'm sure there probably might be some that were like trying to
I'm
implement
pretty
the vaccine policy somewhere on Earth.
I'm
That
pretty
just
sure
goes to show how far from Christ all of them. Christ didn't, I mean,
he was going
God
to the
is not the
sick.
author of confusion.
Yeah,
was
like
healing
the sick,
England
bro.
drained the holy water because they said it was contaminated with COVID.
First of all, that water ain't holy to begin with. I don't even want to hear that.
Right, drain
It
that.
can't be holy then.
Nah, they probably
They
they
had-
probably
they
have
had-
fluoride and
They had
well,
Dasani water.
Fluoride. They had fluoride.
or Evian.
all types of shit in that water.
Freaking sprinkling Dasani on people.
Over there
Oh
coughing.
my God, your dog is so cute. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
he
What kind
crazy.
is it?
It's a Labradoodle. Man,
A
he crazy.
Labradoodle.
Oh, those dogs are super like friendly and loyal.
Bruh, he's such a cool little dog, bro. He just be chilling.
Because I had poodles, you know what I'm saying? Like two, like, you know, Cody and Peaches, rest in peace. to
Oh
Cody.
yeah,
Cody
I remember
passed
them.
away at like 16 years, I think. He was 16 years old. And you know, Peaches is on her last leg right now, but she's trucking still, you know. But
Yeah,
That's a good name.
labs are dope too, though. So it's like a mix between them is like super dope.
facts, bro. Yo, I didn't even realize how fast this little dude is, bro. Bro be taking off. I'll be
Yeah.
I had beagles.
I'll be
growing
running in
up.
the field. He'd be right behind me, just like a horse. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, he's a pretty dog.
Yeah, he's cool, man. It's crazy, like this breeding game of dogs, man. Like he was expensive. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, there's so much money in that. It's like,
Oh, I know. I know.
Oh, like someone was selling a pit bull for $5,000. I was like, dude, what in the world? 5,000 for a dog?
we got 10 of them.
Right. I'm like, y'all are banking. Y'all don't have
Yeah.
to work for the rest of the year. Okay, I see y'all.
Well,
But yeah,
yeah,
man.
y'all should look up Alexander Pagani.
Yeah, no,
He's
I'm
a-
definitely gonna check him out.
Yeah, he's on
Oh.
fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him
He's
out.
Puerto
Send me some links. Does he have like his video, like preaching his videos on YouTube or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
dope
this
as
dude's
hell.
like on fire. He's like Puerto Rican, you know, he was speaking in tongues. Yeah.
That's what's up,
Like
man.
yeah, man.
That's interesting. That's the first time I've heard of a pastor or priest speaking about flat Earth. I would love. I'm like interested to see what he has to say
Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying.
because it's right there in Genesis.
Yeah, it's all over.
Well, now.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Am I a flat earther? Yes.
I mean,
No, maybe.
where you? I
Maybe.
mean, why? Why do you feel like that?
Well, I'll tell you this, any pilot that you will ever talk to will tell you that the earth is not completely flat. I mean, it is stationary.
I've
but
talked
I'm
to pilots
still-
that have said different though.
In the Bible,
Huh?
No,
In
he's
the
saying
Bible.
he's
you're talking about Genesis, right?
Oh yeah. Well, if you look at the heliocentric model, bro, the earth revolves around the sun in the heliocentric model. If you look at Genesis,
Right.
the earth was created before the sun was created.
Oh, we'll see.
Let's get into it.
Oh, I don't have that much knowledge to really get into it. I mean, I do have the knowledge, but I don't have the
We'll do a
knowledge
flat earth
because it's
episode,
not
bro, because I have
something-
a lot of info on flat earth, like a plethora of info. And I
Yeah,
can
we
bring
got to. We got to.
mathematics, because look, if you look, just a simple example, planes go about what, 500 miles per hour, right? Or so,
Mhm.
give or take. The earth's supposed to curve 8 inches per square mile in every single direction. So if a plane is flying 500 miles per hour, it has to dip its nose to stay parallel with the earth. So the amount of dipping that you would have to do to stay consistent with that, you would have to constantly be pointing down, which planes constantly don't point down at all. They actually fly a little like this, you know, over the earth.
Oh yeah,
So
dude, but
you would
they
have
eventually have to dip down.
they would have to dip their nose. If you're going 500 miles per hour and it curves 8 inches per square mile, you're gonna have to be constantly dipping your nose. And each dip can be measured as a degree. You dip it 1 degree, 2 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So if you're on the earth, if you're at the top of the ball and you're dipping 1 degree, 1 degree, 1 degree, 1 degree, by pretty soon you're gonna be upside down. Once you dip 180 degrees.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and
I
you're right
mean-
though. Like you are right. Like as far as that goes, like I think we all have an
Bro,
understanding.
the way you
about
explain
but-
that is hilarious.
You know what I'm saying?
Said,
But there's a
"You be
lot. There's a
upside
lot to.
down."
No, I have to study it more.
There's a lot
I have
to
to
there's
study
a
it
lot
more.
to the conversation though. It's not just a one example type of thing.
Now
You
we
got
have to have a whole
know.
show on this, bro.
there's
And
a
we're gonna
fighter
bring you
jet
back.
that goes
I
there's a
know.
there's a guy
I
who
know.
there's a guy who had a flies fighter jets who for like 25 years he's so adamant about it. He's like, bro, you set your trajectory right here, you go straight line, and it like he's like so about it, like, and he's like ex-military and he's convinced the earth is flat, like, and he's
Doesn't it say in the flight manual that the world is stationary though and flat? Doesn't it say that somewhere?
well
I mean, I don't know
the
verbatim what it says.
the autopilot technology uses a flat earth map in the actual autopilot. It's actual flat earth map they use to navigate through autopilot, and a lot of the it's just manipulation, like where we think, oh, the person's turning or whatever to account for the curvature. It's really because the map we're looking at is flawed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Of course it is. You know, it was all adopted from the Kabbalistic texts. That's where Isaac Newton and Albert
Yeah,
Einstein adopted
exactly.
these theories. And you know,
and they're
that's where
all
people
part of
get
the same
deceived.
conglomerate.
Yeah, that's where people get deceived. Like, you know, you adopt these theories, which a theory is just, you know, a theory. You know,
Right.
that's what we're taught in school. So, you know,
It's
and
like an
then no one
educated
ever
guess.
stops to think like, dang, like it's just that one way, that's it.
yeah,
You know, and then
there's so many
it-
arguments, bro. We have to have a whole show because it'd probably be the longest show that we have. But, you know, and I
Facts.
don't want to have to go into all of the little nooks and
Facts,
crannies right now.
facts.
well,
Now
I'm
that's
definitely gonna be looking into it a lot more because
definitely so
you
we can
know,
bring you back for another episode when we do it.
oh, I'd love to come back for another episode. You guys are great. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. Personally, I don't care if it's flat or not, because the only thing that matters is the gospel of Jesus Christ. And the earth being flat or a ball is not the gospel.
Well, check
Well,
this out.
it
If
is
we
in the
kn-
gospel.
Well, check this out. If the thing about how important it is to have the truth, if the earth is flat, bro, it defeats so much things that these people were teaching us in the past. Do you understand what I'm saying? It'll
Yeah, I
open
do.
so many people's minds so that I feel like, yes, if it's truth, if it's in the word, if it's in the book, I feel like it has to be
And it
presented
applies
to
to the
us.
future. So it gets into like, you know, the firmament is an unbreakable vault. It's not an atmosphere that you can fucking pierce through with a rocket and all that. That means there's
No,
not
it's not.
that means there's not these aliens coming from space like they
Exactly.
and then
Exactly.
the Project Blue
No.
Beam and the whole major event that they have is all centered around us thinking that we're on a globe. You know what I'm saying? And that's
That's
why
a good point.
I
biblically,
used to wonder when I was younger, how come we haven't fallen off and they like gravity? I'm like, oh, that's just gravity. That's it.
yeah. So
Gravity.
gravity doesn't make any sense because, you know, you have a plane. Like it's just, bro. When you have
I know.
when you have the flat Earth, you don't even need gravity. It's just the law of density. The law of density covers everything. Gravity is non-existent because it's just weight. This weighs something, so it drops. A helium balloon can fly up because the density of the gas flies up. But what shit can float on a a pedal on water, like what do they call it, a frog pedal, or what do they call it?
A
Yeah.
lily pad.
Lily pad. Like it can float on water because buoyancy, that's the law of density. You know, it's not gravity. Like you can have a butterfly defy gravity, but a semi truck can't defy gravity. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
it,
yeah,
none
because
of
a
it adds up.
butterfly, you know, exactly. Amen. And
No, that's a great point, bro. That was a great way to
yeah,
break it down. You broke it down perfectly.
exactly.
Yeah,
I see you, dog.
You
I see
did.
you,
You
young
did.
bro,
scholar.
the flat Earth is my bag because I've
Yo,
been
I can
studying
tell. I
since
got
2016. So like
I'm
I've
just
had
saying,
people arguing with
we
me for years on this. So it's like,
listen, TJ, I just want to let you know, as Christians, we can't we can't discredit others though through that. You know, that's just one example. We can't I mean, we can find ways to, you know, educate ourselves a lot more and, you know, persuade people and, you know, get people to think outside of the box. But we don't ever want to put anything like that above, you know, the creator. You know what I'm saying?
No,
If that
absolutely.
makes sense.
No, I think, but
I see what
it's
you're
kind of
saying.
like,
We don't want to make that our ego or anything like that, you know, because there's, you know, because that's just the beginning of it all. I mean, you know, like there's a lot of
let me-
people, a lot of Christians especially, just coming to light about the Vatican and all that, you know, but you know, that's just baby Christianity stuff compared to like everything else, like the, you know,
yeah,
the
no, facts.
Nephilim,
It's just
stuff,
trivial.
fallen
It's trivial
angels.
information, but
Right.
it's good to know because it actually plays a part for the foundations we need to understand to go through the future.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
that,
it's just a,
Absolutely.
it's just an extra piece of the armor. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
like check out this psalm. I actually gotta cut the live short, but we'll end it on this psalm right here. This is a psalm
Okay, amen.
that kind of goes into what we're talking about.
Get him.
Psalm 104. Praise the Lord, my soul. Lord, my God, you are very great. You are clothed with splendor and majesty. The Lord wraps himself in a light as with a garment. He stretches out the heavens like a tent and lays the beams of his upper chambers on their waters. See how he says he stretches the heavens like a tent?
Mhm.
And he lays the beam of his upper chambers on their waters. He makes the clouds his chariot and rides on the wings of the wind. He makes winds his messengers and flames of fire his servant. He set the earth on its foundations. It can never be moved. This is what the scripture says.
Yeah, so we're not on a spinning ball.
Yeah, you covered it with the watery depths as with a garment, and the waters stood above the mountains. You know,
Ooh.
but at your rebuke, the waters fled, and at the sound of your thunder, they took to flight. They flowed over the mountains. They went into the valleys to the place you assigned for them. You set a boundary they cannot cross. Never again will they cover the earth. That's basically talking about the flood. The waters above. If you go to Genesis 1, the waters above.
As below.
Absolutely, yes. As above, so below.
Like, look at Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The heavens is up. See, on a ball earth, there's no up. There's no most high. There's no up and down.
I see what
There-
you're saying,
you
bro.
can't have the most high on a spinning ball.
That's
You can't have
interesting,
him
bro.
sitting on a throne above all on a spinning ball that's spinning all different directions. He
That
said,
defeats. Oh, go ahead.
he said, let there be light, right? And look, he called the
said-
light day and the darkness night. So the
So it
only
makes no sense for the earth to revolve around the sun when it was made first before the light.
Exactly. And God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. So space is actually water.
It's
God
liquid, yeah.
God made the vault, which they call the firmament in the New King James or the King James version, and separate the water under the vault from the water above the vault. And it was so. And God called the vault sky. And he said, let there be water under the sky be gathered to one place and let dry ground appear. So now let's go into Ezekiel 1.
Okay.
Interesting. I love this.
Me too.
Go into Ezekiel 1. This is the
Are we getting in the bag?
Yeah,
We in the
this is
bag right now.
This is Ezekiel's vision of God. So basically, this is like just some, if you guys want to get into the Ezekiel 1, it's a good read. But I'm just gonna
Oh yeah,
highlight
what verse?
Ezekiel
I know what
1.
you're talking about.
Just Ezekiel
one?
chapter 1, and then I would read the whole chapter, but just for the sake of time, I'm gonna go
Oh yeah.
Then there came a
into
voice above the vault over their heads. 25.
yeah, spread out above their heads of the living creatures was what looked like something like a vault, sparkling like crystal and awesome. This is Ezekiel's vision of God. Under the vault, their wings were stretched out one towards the other, and each had two wings covering his body. When the creatures moved, I heard the sound of their wings like the roar of rushing waters, like the voice of the Almighty, like the tumult of an army. When they stood still, they lowered their wings. Then there came a voice from above the vault over their heads as they stood with lowered wings. Above the vault over their heads was what looked like a throne of lapis lazuli, which is a crystal. And high above the throne was a figure like that of a man. I saw that from what appeared to be his waist up looked like glowing metal, as if full of fire. And
Was
that from
Jesus.
and that from there down he looked like fire. A brilliant light surrounded him, like the appearance of a rainbow in the clouds on a rainy day. So was the radiance around him. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of God. When I saw it, I fell down and heard the voice of one speaking. I would read the King James version though, because it actually is a little bit more
Oh, the
detailed.
King James is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great read with the King James.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the
But
one I got right
basically,
here.
it's saying that God is fixated on I believe the King James version says sapphire. He's sitting on a sapphire throne, and they said his loins was like flame, like a flaming color, like a glowing flame type thing. And to me it makes sense, like biblically there's over 200 flat earth references in the Bible that we can reference about literally about the earth not moving, being still, all of these different things. That's why they all add up, and I feel like they're important. They're not the staple of salvation, but I feel like they're an important tool in the belt, like in the armor, like Zay was saying, just for the deception of the times and
That
the deception
right,
of what to be
right.
prepared for the deception. Because if you don't have that, then you can get carried away with the great deception of the deceiver, which is
But see, yeah, that's where the public school system, wants to. That's why they want to take God out of it, because they've adopted the Kabbalistic heliocentric
yeah, NASA.
theory. Yeah, and NASA with. Oh my gosh! Don't even. That
NASA
is,
means to deceive in Hebrew.
Right. And that's
yeah,
even
yeah,
admitted it to Photoshop in their globes. Their
Yeah.
picture of the
yeah.
globe.
It was a pepperoni, wasn't it?
My man is
Yeah.
funny.
Hey man.
Uh,
Dude, you're funny as hell.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, bro, it's a
I've
deep
encouraged
convo, and I
people.
don't ever hold it over nobody to expect them to know this stuff, because I've been through all types of research to figure this stuff out and to draw these conclusions. So I'm always open to having conversations about it, but people often get disrespectful in these type of conversations, so it's kind of difficult.
I know, don't they?
Yeah,
But
because
this is
like
they
the
love the
comment,
globe,
like, oh, we should do all the other ones before this one, before you
right.
mention this show, but I'm not going to mention the other ones because I don't have knowledge of them either.
Right, exactly,
That's
dude.
exactly how it works, bro. But yeah, man, we appreciate you having you on, man. We want to shout your podcast out one more time. What was your podcast called?
The Fountain of Living Waters.
Okay, and we're on YouTube. We're gonna be on YouTube.
No, I'm not on there yet. I haven't recorded yet. I
Okay.
gotta get. I'm in the works of trying to get some interviews set up with people,
Okay,
but I will
okay.
be very soon.
All right, man, for sure. I appreciate you, bro. We had a great
Appreciate
talk
you, man.
today.
God bless you, man.
God
Man,
bless you
appreciate
guys. Thank you again.
everybody tuning in, man. Shout out to you guys. We got another episode in the book.
Episode 7.
Today was a good episode,
It was a great episode, man.
Yes,
We
it
have my boy
was.
Anthony up in here, man. Shout out to Anthony, bro.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to you guys
Yeah.
and Mom Spaghetti.
And my spaghetti. Claire's parents had a real good marriage.
What are you doing with your life that's so great, Rabbit? I had to throw it. I had to do it. Well, gentlemen, God bless you. I would love to come back on the show again.
Yeah,
But I will definitely be tuning in a lot more. And
This is
Oh,
just great. I
God.
love this. I really
Yeah,
do.
man, it's healthy and it's necessary, guys. And I hope we provoke some thought and some truth.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
we can get people to, think about before they comment on something.
Yeah.
So, relevant next time. Because people they be acting up in the chat rooms.
Man,
Be
You
acting.
gotta
Be
block
acting.
them.
We're gonna be acting.
right.
All
Yeah, man. I appreciate
right,
you guys,
man.
You
All
guys
right,
have a
guys.
great weekend, great rest of your day.
You too.
Stay up.